Muammar Gaddafi was killed by Hillary Clinton, the United States government. And they justify it with saying things like he used to kill his own people or he used to commit crimes against his own people. But Minister Farrakhan and Gaddafi were friends. Could you shed some light on the things that they say to justify his killing? And also, brother in the back had a question. You can answer them, I guess, at the same time. How are the youth being mobilized on the Africa? How are they being mobilized in the fight for justice? So
I didn't understand that last part. How to mobilize for what?
How are the youth in Africa being mobilized for the fight against social justice?
Thank you. Julius Malema from South Africa is a prime example. And he's in a struggle against the leadership of the ANC because they're not speaking to the needs of the Africans, the South Africans. They're taking the bid of the white folks, and the youth in South Africa are dissatisfied. So they're organizing, and they've organized a political party to go against the established ANC that was Nelson Mandela's party. I want to say this in the first question that you asked about Muammar Gaddafi. It was a young Libyan who was in the opposition that got his gun, according to the story, and killed Gaddafi. But it was America that set it up and bombed him, let him know where his caravan was. And he had left Tripoli right here, and he went towards Sirte, which was his hometown, his home area. And in the back, what Gaddafi was consumed with was, number one, the African Union, but he wrote a book. I only have a few of them. They're $3. He wrote a book, I consider them collector's items, on solving the problem of the Palestinians. And what he did, Gaddafi was really good with history. And I mean, I've sat with him. I've been blessed to be the minister's ambassador to Libya and would meet with Gaddafi on his behalf. And Gaddafi wrote this little book, he called it the White Book. And you wonder why he printed in the book in green, because green is the color of Islam. And his flag at one time was all green until this new group took over and changed the flag. But Gaddafi did not kill his own people. Imagine Susan Rice said to the American public, and we're gullible. This is why Trump, there's truth in what Trump says about the crooked press now.
Right.
You know, because Minister Farrakhan is a victim of that press. Right. They make him a hater in the press, and he said Hitler was great, you know, and this and that. In Miami recently, they said that he said that we should organize 10,000 fearless black men to kill white people.
That's right.
See how they twisted that?
That's right.
And it's not what he said.
That's right.
So the press, and Susan Rice said that Gaddafi was giving all of his soldiers Viagra and telling them to go and rape women. See, it's not in the culture for Muslims to be raping women.
That's right.
And so they made him the monster. They had to make him the monster because they destroyed his country. And one of the reasons, brother, the two finest oil that are found not only in Africa, but in the world, are found in two countries in Africa. Can somebody name the two countries?
Nigeria and Libya.
Nigeria, Dr. Larry, you're right. Nigeria and Libya. In the old days, and they tried it with the Sudan. I'm trying not to be long. In the old days, they had a war called the Biafran War because the oil was found in this southern part of Nigeria. So America and the League and Britain divided the country up, gave weapons to the ones that said that you should break off and form your own country. And so they wanted to form a country called Biafra. 3 million people died in that war. They were not successful in Nigeria to this day, with 36 states now is whole. They did it with the Sudan. They made out that the people in the north, the Muslims, were persecuting the people in the south, and that they need to free themselves. And they backed them with money and weapons and so forth, because the oil is found in the south. And as I stand here, southern Sudan is in complete chaos right now, killing one another. There is no government. And so that is what is happening. I took the scenic route to answer your question, but Gaddafi was not that at all. The nations of Africa knew that here's a man sitting on $476 billion in sovereign wealth. You know, I mean, you gotta conceive what that number is. And he was giving aid to all of these African countries. He helped the Nation of Islam.
Yes,
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was with us. He gave us the money to buy our headquarters mosque in Chicago, $3 million. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad insisted that it be a loan. He wanted to give it as a gift. And we paid it up until the time the Honorable Elijah Muhammad left, and then we asked him to forgive it, which he did.
Right.
He forgave that loan. So this is how they have divided up, and they use their press to demonize leaders that they cannot control. Okay, the last question, I saw two more.